Did you know one of the most powerful supplements for detox, mental health, and immunity was almost banned by the FDA? I'm talking about NAC or N-acetyl cysteine. After decades of research and proven to be very safe, why did the FDA all of a sudden decide to target it? Stick with me. I'm going to break down this controversy and tell you the real benefit of NAC along with why this almost ban made individuals so furious. So let's go ahead and dive in. But before we do, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and as always, thanks for hanging out with me in another video today. It's always a pleasure to keep you guys on the razor's edge of natural health. Now, NAC, let's first look at what it is and why it could be so dangerous. NAC stands for N-acetyl cysteine, and it's a supplement form of the amino acid cysteine. Now, this is a very powerful supplement because it's the precursor to one of the most powerful antioxidants in your body known as glutathione. Some of the very important benefits that it offers you is that it actually will help protect your cells from oxidative stress. It'll support the detoxification of your liver. It also is going to support lung health and breathing, and this is going to be a key concept of this video, so remember that. And then also it will help boost your immune system and even support the regulation of your brain chemistry. So those who are suffering with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and many other brain conditions can benefit greatly from N-acetyl cysteine. And in fact, NAC is used every single day in hospitals as a life-saving medication for people who overdose on Tylenol. So now let's dive into the FDA controversy. And this is where things get really interesting. Back in 2020, the FDA announced that NAC wasn't technically a dietary supplement anymore. Well, why is this? Because NAC was first approved as a prescription drug and for medical use back in 1960. And that gave the FDA grounds to say that it was a drug first, and now it can't technically be utilized as a supplement. This shocked supplement companies and consumers alike because NAC has been sold as a dietary supplement very safely over the counter for over 25 years. And to make matters worse, Amazon pulled NAC and most of the big box stores pulled NAC so you no longer could get it. And many people relied on NAC for detox support, for mental health support, and they would not be able to get it anymore without going to their doctors and basically getting it prescribed to them as a prescription medication. And so here's the big question. Why did the FDA suddenly go after NAC? Some say it was a technicality, a loophole in the law, and others have made the decision that the timing was very suspicious. And this is where I'd love for you to jump in the comments and put what you think about this. And here's why many people thought this was very suspicious, especially with the timing. NAC had been studied greatly for its role in respiratory health. And this is something where many people during the pandemic were in need. During the pandemic, NAC was being researched for a possible supportive therapy. Now, if you know anything about what happened with the pandemic, a storm of inflammation would hit the lungs. And what NAC had been researched and proven to support is reducing inflammation in the lungs. When the storm of inflammation hit, basically you could utilize NAC and it'll help not only clear mucus from the lungs and act as a mucolytic, but also reduce that inflammation and that oxidative stress that is occurring in the lungs at that time. And it had been research proven to do this. So now suddenly a safe and effective supplement was no longer able to be utilized by the average consumer and falling under fire. Now, critics would argue that removing NAC from the market could only protect pharmaceutical profits since the NAC would compete with the pharmaceuticals that were being pushed during the pandemic. Now, this is something that happens time and time again, and actually it's very dangerous to the average consumer. And the reason for this is because if something that is an over-the-counter, very safe, inexpensive, and research proven to be very effective supplement all of a sudden becomes a pharmaceutical, you can no longer get it. We've seen this being dabbled with in the world of vitamin D. We now have seen this with NAC. And in today's science, modern natural science, where we're seeing it a lot is many pharmaceutical companies are finding different probiotics that are very beneficial to your gut health and your microbiome, and they're making them patented so that you can only get them through them, or you have to go to your doctor in order to actually be able to get a probiotic that could transform your gut health for the positive. Once again, things that are very safe and effective, but then being captured by a certain industry so you can no longer get them. And this, of course, for me in the natural health world is an awful thing because the average consumer needs full access two things that could transform their health, especially when they're very safe and effective. So here's what happened next, and this is the good news, is that after massive pushback from consumers and doctors like myself and the natural health community, the FDA finally backed off. And this was actually something that I railed against for many, many months because I thought it was a dirty, dirty trick to take this off of the shelf so that general consumers could not get it. And by the way, you can get this today. I'll put a link in the description below to the NAC that we utilize in my clinic. What we use is typically about 600 milligrams a day as a daily maintainer, or 1200 milligrams if you're trying to overcome a particular symptom or illness that NAC has been proven to be able to help you with. And I'll put a link once again in the description below with a discount code. Now by 2022, the FDA announced that it would no longer exercise or enforce discretion, meaning that NAC could stay on the shelves, and at least for now. So yes, NAC is available today and is completely legal, but what this video is really demonstrating is how fragile supplement access can be, especially something as safe and beneficial as NAC. So why would you even care about NAC? Well, because it's one of the most versatile research-backed supplements out there, and studies show that when you utilize NAC, it's going to support you in the process of detoxing. It's going to help you overcome conditions like bronchitis and different lung issues, even asthma. It's going to boost your mental health. It's going to help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in your body. And it also is going to boost one of the most powerful antioxidants in your body, the master antioxidant, that is glutathione. So this is why so many people were outraged by the actions of the FDA when they tried to pull it. And as I said, this is something that is a continued fight in the natural health realm, where there's this constant push to take everyday used supplementation and turn it into a pharmaceutical so that you can only get it through the pharmaceutical company and the doctors themselves. So now you know the truth about the NAC controversy. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, it's safe. And yes, it has tremendous benefits. If you want to learn more about the benefits of NAC, watch this video next.